I think when you're starting out on business, the hardest thing to overcome is yourself. Limiting beliefs. How do we get past that feeling that we might not be able to make this work? How do we get past this feeling that we're special in some way, that everything is so broken and will only work for us? For me, I think it's best to remind myself that I'm not special. And that helps me with two things. One, it helps me realize that I don't need to do anything special. I don't need to buy this coaching program. I don't need to be a part of this mentorship or buy this software. If all I need to do are the same inputs as everybody else, I can simplify what I'm supposed to do. And the second thing is, well, like I said, it makes me feel like I can get my head out of my ass. Like I can actually just start working and understand that success is in my future as long as I stay in the game. And it sucks when you're starting out and all you hear is just stay in the game for a little bit longer, just keep showing up every day. I mean, it sounds like people are trying to cheat you, especially when you've got skin in the game. You're paying money to be a part of this, to continue with something. It's like, how am I supposed to justify this? How am I supposed to know when my day is going to come? But it will come. And I know that sounds really sexual, but I don't mean it like that. At least partially. I'm just kidding. It's hard to know. There's another one. There's another sexual innuendo. It's hard to know how to navigate through these things. When I was first starting out, I wasn't sure if my business idea was right, if my offer was right, which it wasn't. I wasn't sure if I needed to pivot. I wasn't sure if I needed to do more market research. I wasn't sure if I needed to buy into this program. But the thing is no one can give you those answers except for yourself. The best thing is to do market research, for sure, so you're not pivoting blindly. Ask people what they want. That might be a part of your skill set, something that you enjoy. If you don't have any skills, you got to learn some skills, and then you just refine over time. And I think the craziest thing to me is you hear all these stories, especially on Skool, that everyone succeeds in their first month. Like, even if they don't have a following or an audience or anything like that, they don't have any brand built up on social media, they still win. They're still making tens of thousands of dollars in their first month on Skool. But you're not, or I'm not in this case. It took me months to figure out what I was supposed to be doing with my time on a day-to-day basis, what my tasks were supposed to be, what I was supposed to prioritize every day. And it gets discouraging every time I see someone else just blowing up. You feel like you've plateaued. But those people, sure, they joined Skool their first month and won, but they did a lot more preparation than you might see. That overnight success might have been business failure after business failure over years. So someone like me who's been following Alex Hormozi for a few years, without the applied knowledge that I have, I don't know what to do. I know the theory, I don't know the implementation. So all you have to do is just keep trying, keep testing. And so that's kind of the purpose behind why people say you just got to stay in the game, is it takes failure to keep going. And yeah, it sucks. Yeah, you're going to doubt yourself. Yeah, you're going to think, why would I pay money just to fail over and over again? Like, what if this is just some big conspiracy lie that people are trying to sell me so that they can keep getting my money? Don't worry, I've thought that same thing. But what are you going to do? Are you going to quit and never try again? Or are you going to stick with it and see what happens? Because if you think about it, on Skool especially, $99 a month is not a lot for what you get. You get a platform with other entrepreneurs to connect with, to learn from, to teach, to sell to. You get all these integrations and plugins and things like that. And you just get this community, right? You get your own community that you get to build however you want. So if you're at that moment when you're about to plateau, so when you're at that moment, when you feel like you're plateauing, when you feel like you're at the end of your rope, like I've felt so many times, I've been in the negative, I've maxed out my credit card. Don't max out your credit card, by the way. That's not a good idea. But if you get to that sort of position, just keep going. And if you don't know how to keep going, I'll tell you. Just declutter and prioritize. There should be only two or three things you should be doing every single day. If you have an offer, you should be finding leads to sell to, either through ads or posting on social media or posting on Skool or joining calls or there's so many ways that you could do this. And two, fulfilling on your promises. If you have any clients, are you delivering on what you guarantee them? Are you over-delivering? Are you going above and beyond to see if you can give them some free value on top of what you're already giving them, just so you can make a better impression, just because you care that much? I know it's hard to carry when you're so jaded, you're so tired of being hungry all the time, but those extra steps are worth it. And then the third one, once you get to that point, is sales calls. You should be trying to book your calendar full of sales calls, like to the point where you have no time to do anything else. You don't have time to take care of your CRM or any of your automations, not automations, but you don't have time to manage your community. You don't have time to post on social media, anything like that, because you have all these calls. Because then you could start expanding your team. Now, if you're at the absolute beginner phase, if you're still refining your offer, doing target market research would be your best bet. Whatever you're into, start joining communities about passions that you have, hobbies. Maybe you like art, maybe you like boxing, maybe you like shaving hair or cutting hair. It's a really weird way of putting it. Be engaged, talk to people, start learning about all the different niches there are. And then once you get ideas of what people like, just ask. DM people. Don't be ashamed to ask people. You're not pitching them, you're just asking them if that's something that they would be interested in, if that's something that they would pay for. And over time, you'll start to learn, you'll start to be able to pivot without a blindfold on. You'll start to be able to put on your GPS and start realizing that roadmap for your business. Because if you're not asking your target audience, if you're not using the advice of others to guide your business, you're piloting blindly. And you don't want to be doing that. So that's about it for me. Actually, and I'll just say this. When I started on Skool, it was months and months of nothing. I was working all day, ever since I woke up to when I went to sleep. I wasn't prioritizing myself or others. I feel really bad for my dog. I was just working. Because I didn't know how to prioritize, because I didn't know how to declutter, I spent most of my day just kind of sitting there, not being as efficient as I really could be. But once I started watching what Sam Ovens was doing, once I started listening to what Alex Hormozy says in his Q&A calls and his YouTube videos and the one-day recordings, etc., and Andrew Kirby and all of these top people, just listening to what they have to say, what I took from that was simplifying everything down. And when I took that back with me, I immediately started making sales. I made a $100 sale, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I plateaued for another week, and then I made a $300 sale. And I was like, okay, but there's no way I can do that again. And then I did it again. And then I got a $400 sale. And I could keep going on and on. But I just want to give you that information before you go and spend money on a ton of products, info products, coaching, whatever, if you don't really need it. Because I did the same thing. I wasted so much money and so much time just waiting for the right person to tell me what to do. But all it really took was just simplifying it. All it really took was something I could have told myself. Like it seems like common sense. Tell people about your business and then deliver. But you have all these people that overcomplicate it because they're trying to sell you into whatever unique mechanism or vehicle or delivery system, however they call it, to try to set themselves apart. And there's no slight against that, but keep your blinders on. Realize that whatever marketing tactics are being sold at you, that you need this and this and this to succeed, you probably don't need it 9 times out of 10. And just keep your head down and work. Declutter, prioritize, get leads, sell them, deliver, over-deliver, and you'll make more money than you know what to do with. All right? Peace.